got back from seeing Paranormal Activity, and this is gonna be a rambly review because I don't know where to start with this, except to say that, well, first of all, I didn't know anything about it until maybe a couple days ago when my friend Tony invited me to go see it today. Um, Ahead of time, he invited me ahead of time, and I saw a couple of reviews on it before I left. I saw one of them was a Cool Duder's review, not the Don and Murph review, but one of the Around the Town blogs where they saw Paranormal Activity, and the way they described it, I was interested immediately because it sounded like if it's a Blair Witch knockoff or ripoff, then it was a pretty damn good one. Possibly even better than the Blair Witch Project, effects wise, because you actually see what's happening as opposed to like it being implied with sounds and maybe little shaking of the tin or whatever. And one of the reviews, I don't know if this is true, but one of the reviews said it had like a $14,000 budget, less than $1 million. And with that kind of budget, I don't know how they did some of the effects, because they were convincing. They look real to me. I mean, some of it had to be CGI because I don't know how they could have created some of the images without CGI. But the rest could have been done with strings, even though I didn't see any strings. I mean, if there was any CGI, then they must have digitally erased the strings, because you just look at it and you're like, whoa, what the like what the fuck is that? How did they do that? And that's what I was thinking most of the time. I wasn't really scared. I mean, I was scared. It was scary, scarier than the Blair Witch Project because you see what's happening. But I was probably just taken out of the movie just by the fact that the effects look so convincingly real that I was just wondering how the hell they do that on a less than $1 million budget. And man, wow. Okay, let me tell you the similarities between this and the Blair Witch Project. It unfolds the same way. It starts off slow, and you see little things like happening little by little. And as the movie progresses, it gets worse and worse. And see, I'm trying not to spoil it. Um, it starts off the same way. Um, I guess the actors are unknowns. I've never seen them before, and there's no credits in the movie at the beginning or the end. So, it could have easily passed as real, like a real sort of recording of what could have happened to some real people, or a damn good reenactment. And man, let me see. There's a few dumb character moves. Like for example, there's one dumb move that one of the characters makes that sort of pisses the other off really bad, similar to the Blair Witch Project, where one of the characters did something really dumb and pissed the other ones off. But it served the plot, so whatever. Um, and let me see. It's really hard to explain this movie without spoiling it, but I don't want to spoil it because it's really good. You should see it. I mean, it's a limited release. It's not playing everywhere, but it should have been released like nationwide because it's effects wise. This movie is what Blair Witch should have been. Now, I'm not dissing the Blair Witch Project because I like that one too. And, that was mostly, what actually was all implied, where you just had to use your imagination for it to scare you. But this one, you don't have to use your imagination as much because you see it. And there's no shaky cam either. The camera is, like, it sits still most of the time. Whenever it moves, it's, steady. It's not all shaky where, you can barely make out what's happening. But yeah, let me see. It all takes place inside of a house, and most of the events happen on the second story of the house, and it mostly takes place in the bedroom, the master bedroom of the house. And the things you see, it's like they either must have digitally erased people that could have been inside the room creating some of the effects, or it must have been some damn good CGI because it looks so convincing that there was only there was only one effect that could have been obvious CGI, and I won't say what it is, but it was either obvious CGI or they must have it must have been some sort of trick where the shot was set up in the perfect angle where it could have hidden some of the things that were helping the effect, but or they could have maybe digitally erased some of the sounds that might have helped some of the effects, because you see it and it's like you wonder where could it have come from to make to make it happen. It could have been off camera around a corner, making it happen where you see it. But then there's one effect where you just wonder how the hell did they, if they used a string, I don't know how they could have pulled something that heavy with just a string. And the way that something got pulled, it looks so just organically real. It didn't, man. See, I'm rambling. I told you this would be a rambly review, but yeah, all I can say is it unfolds the same way as the Blair Witch Project, but you actually see what's happening. I know I'm repeating myself. And then the ending is more satisfying than the Blair Witch Project because something big happens where, I think you saw it in the preview, but I didn't see the preview, so I didn't expect it. And, I was just waiting for it to happen, and then suddenly it happened. And I'm just like, whoa, what the fuck? What the fuck? On a $14,000 budget, how did they do that? And the movie ends, just with, text saying that, text, saying, what supposedly happened after the movie. And, it's plausible because, there have been reports of things like this happening to real people. And then there's no credits with, no director, no cast names, nothing. It just, the text at the end, the epilogue text, and then that's it. Fades to black. That's the end of the movie. So if you like the Blair Witch Project, you should definitely check this out. And if you didn't like the Blair Witch Project, because I remember back then people complain about nothing really happened, you didn't see anything happen. Well, if you didn't like the Blair Witch Project for that reason, you might like this because you actually see something happening. Considering considering the effects, how they did them, and the fact that I didn't see it coming, and I didn't know anything about this movie, so it was all a surprise to me. Um, I give it probably. See, I don't remember what I rated the Blair Witch Project, but I think I like them both the same. I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say this one has the same rewatch factor. I mean, I don't feel like I need to see it again after I just saw it now. But it was definitely more satisfying than the Blair Witch Project.